What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're going to be revisiting a video that I covered many months ago with CoD WW2, and this is the top 5 worst weapons in this game. Now I've noticed that for whatever reason I've been getting a lot of comments on that video recently, like it's coming back for some reason, it's becoming more popular again, and that's a very old video. Since that video was made, every single one of those guns that I called the worst in the game had been buffed and is now at least a half decent weapon. Also since then, we've had a ton of new weapons added, and the meta has definitely shifted. So today we're going to be going over my current top 5 worst weapons in CoD WW2. A big thing to keep in mind with this list is I'm in no way saying that these guns are completely unusable and you can't do well with them. It's more so taking a look at these guns in relation to other similar guns and in relation to the general meta. In many cases with these weapons, they're statistically inferior in every way compared to a similar counterpart, and that's why they ended up making this list. Also keep in mind these are in no particular order. So first up in the rifle category, we have the Type 5. The Type 5 is one of those 2 to 3 shot kill semi-auto guns in this game. It's extremely accurate, and that's the one big upside with this gun, is it recenters between every shot, and therefore it is pinpoint accurate. However, when we compare it to some of the other 2-shot kill semi-autos like the SVT-40 or the M1 Garand, it has a slower rate of fire and therefore a slower time to kill. And most importantly, it has literally half the range of those guns. Within the Type 5 standard 2-shot kill range, which is just 25 meters, that pinpoint accuracy doesn't matter so much because even with an M1 Garand, which has a significantly faster rate of fire cap, and therefore a significantly faster time to kill, hitting 2 consecutive shots is extremely easy. That pinpoint accuracy really only plays a role at those somewhat longer ranges, but when you get into those somewhat longer ranges, the Type 5 now takes 3 shots to kill rather than 2, and it has a very slow fire rate, so its time to kill plummets. And having that pinpoint accuracy doesn't make up for the painfully slow time to kill when you're in its 3-shot kill range. As a result, advanced rifling is pretty much a necessity on the Type 5 just to somewhat compete with the SVT-40 and the M1 Garand, and even then, most of the time, for me at least, I'd much rather be using an M1 Garand or an SVT-40. Next up, moving into the sniper rifle category, we have the brand new sniper. This is the 3-line or the Mosin Nagant. Now, is it usable? Absolutely. The biggest thing about the Mosin Nagant is, if you guys saw my gun guide on it, which I did last week, statistically, it's essentially a Kar 98K. It has the exact same rate of fire and the exact same one-hit kill potential, but it has a slower aim down sight time. So statistically speaking, in every single category, the Mosin Nagant is equal to or worse than the Kar 98K. As a result, the 3-line has absolutely no place in the sniper meta in its current state. Now I realize for a lot of people they like using it because the Mosin Nagant is a very iconic weapon, and for many people they actually own one themselves because they're so popular and so cheap. But if we take an objective look at its performance in-game, it has no place in the sniper category. Moving on to the next one, we're actually going to be moving into the pistol category here. This is the machine pistol. Now, if we pull it out of context and we just look at it by itself as a pistol, it's not terrible. It does what a pistol should be doing. It's good for finishing off a kill, especially on somebody you already hurt, or if it's just one single guy that you need to finish off. The machine pistol does an okay job of that, especially right up close. The reason I wanted to put it on this list, though, is compared to the other pistols in this game, the machine pistol just doesn't compete. For basically all of the other ones, I can make an excellent class setup that I would be comfortable using as a primary weapon throughout a game and doing extremely well. I can't say the same for the machine pistol. Even if I stack up with a few attachments, even if I put duelist on there, I honestly feel that in every situation, I'm better off with one of the other pistols. So again, the machine pistol isn't absolutely terrible at doing its job, it's just terrible in relation to the other pistols, in my opinion. This brings us over to the SMG category, and this is the ZK383. Now this gun is still relatively new to the game. It was added not too long ago, and it's that hybrid SMG that has 2 different firing modes. In the slow firing mode, it has an identical rate of fire to the Type 100, but it has half the range of the Type 100, literally half, so the Type 100 is clearly superior here. And when you put it in the fast firing mode, it has the same fire rate as the Orso, but it still has a shorter range than the Orso. Accuracy-wise as well, when you're in the fast-firing mode, I would say it's maybe a little bit better than the Orso, but not to a really noticeable extent. And in the slow-firing mode, it's quite comparable to the Type 100. As a result, I'd much rather just be using a Type 100 or an Orso than the ZK383. I guess you could argue that with the ZK383, you have the ability to switch between that somewhat longer range and closer range, but in my opinion, I think you'd be much better off just sticking to one of those ranges and having a noticeably more powerful gun within those situations. So finally, this brings us to the last one on the list, and this is going to be no surprise to a lot of people that have been around for a while. This is the FG42. Now, I want to be extra clear about this. I still think the FG42 in public matches is a very usable gun. You can still do quite well with an FG42, but when you compare it with the post-launch 3-shot kill rifles, the M2 carbine, the AVS-36, as well as the automaton, the FG42 simply doesn't stack up. It's nowhere even close to most of these guns, and when I'm looking to create a class and I want one of those 3-shot kill rifles, the FG42 is always my last choice. So there we have it. That's my current list for the top 5 worst guns in CoD World War II. I'd like to know in the comment section below, what's your list? Which guns, in your opinion, are the worst in this game in its current state? Do you agree with some of the ones that are on my list? Are there any on my list that you disagree with and you think are actually pretty good guns? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.